Hey guys, welcome back to another video of Impossible Mowers, and in today's video we got the starter, we got everything we need. Hopefully we can give this thing another try and see if we can't hear this motor run for the first time, so stay tuned. Alrighty guys, we got the hood popped open, we have the brand new starter right here, and there's a few things I want to show you guys. First things first, as you can see, these two starters are not the same. I'll show you here. There's one, there's two. Hopefully you guys can see that. This is a lot different than that, but they're gonna work. I just did a quick test fit just to make sure I was correct, and they are going to work. Don't quote me on this, and don't always go doing it and thinking it's going to be accurate to your situation. But for my situation, 9 out of 10 times, whenever you're having a starter like this on a Kohler motor, Kohler tends to make it so that some of these starters fit for different models. So they're pretty interchangeable. Although the tops are different, this is to a V-twin SV740, the carbon copy, nothing different than what's in Chuck. The only difference is the tooth count. You don't want to get the tooth count wrong for obvious reasons. You don't want to strip your flywheel, strip the gear on the starter. Not good stuff. But just because the tooth count is correct and the tops, they're pretty similar. The only difference is this one has a flat piece. It's really flat to it. There's no curves other than this part right here. Whereas this, it's flat, but it's got all these edges here. It's a lot more defined. So just because they're looking different doesn't always mean they're not gonna fit. Now this is a little taller, and I'm not really agreeing with this exhaust setup. And the reason why is when I go to put this into the starter position, it hangs pretty low. And I'm just not digging that. You know, this exhaust is pretty funky. It's not even clamped down at the front here. I might even be able to wiggle it off, but we might have to do some exhaust fooling around with this unit, but it's really not that big of a deal. We've done plenty of that here, so nothing we've never done before. But I think just for the sake of test driving and just hearing it run, it'll be okay. I don't want to run this thing for too long though if it does start, because I do not want to heat up the starter, overheat it, or melt any of the wires. But I think it'll be okay. But just a little sitting there for you guys. I'll even show you the top. So there's the top of that one. There's the top of that one. They're pretty much the same, just a little bit different in design. But what matters mainly is the tooth count, the bolting pattern, and see how this is this small, but this is a lot bigger. The back does not matter, all right? You do not want to have something that's too long. I got lucky and the bolts were just long enough. But what does matter is from this edge here, pretty much, actually no, I'm wrong. From the center of the starter right here, back. So as I'm taking the starter, I'm looking at it, and I'm saying to myself, both of those line up. See how they're edge to edge? They both line up, which tells me this end is going to fit, and it does fit. I have tested it. They're the right size. So pretty much what I'm telling you guys is you got to make sure this is the right size, because if this is just a little bit, if this was just a little bit bigger, the starter gear would be out just a little bit more, and it wouldn't be able to catch the flywheel enough, and it would just strip. So you always want to make sure you check that first. Like I said, I got lucky. This isn't always the case, but Kohler sometimes can be forgiving, and you can actually interchange some of the parts with other Kohlers. This is a Kohler Pro. I've been able to interchange Kohler Courage stuff with V-twin stuff. It's very, very difficult, but you know, don't always go by that, because sometimes Kohler does switch the game up a little bit and change things up for each mower, and especially the year of each motor. So with that wisdom in place, we got everything we need. We got a starter. The fuel is still good in the back. I don't know if you guys remember, but we cleaned the tank, Fuel pump doesn't appear to be clogged. However, we will find that out. I don't know what the situation with the carburetor is going to be. We might be tearing into that. I'm not too sure. But as of right now, we're going to hook the starter up, put a battery in it, just hear it run. We might actually have to jump it with the Noco, and then we'll hear it run. But if I can at least hear it run today, that would be enough for me. Maybe we might be able to get it to run and drive too. That'd be nice. But big starter here. Going in. Okay, come on, puppy. There we go. Got our starter bolts. I'm not too sure if this is going to fit. Probably not, because it's a bit bigger. Now, because this starter is bigger, that does mean, you know, it's going to require a little more juice from the battery. But this starter, I mean, they're made to turn over some pretty big V-twins. I think it's the same one, actually, that's on the 27 horsepower V-twin. Let me put a stand up. Not like stand-up comedy. Okay. Alrighty. Get the level right here. Beautiful. Put this puppy up. Bolt number 1. Oops, my bad. Move the stand around. There we go. I'll show you guys after I'm done bolting this in, but the starter wire is pretty close to that exhaust. Enough for me to want to worry about it. You can see right there. So we are gonna have to do some exhaust stuff. And I didn't really like the way the exhaust was anyways, because your foot's right here. I mean, in the wintertime, yeah, you're gonna have a nice warm foot, but I don't wanna melt my boots off just because my exhaust is right here. Whether we're gonna keep this exact exhaust pipe, I don't know. I might change up the game. But the position of the exhaust system is very much changeable, and I'm liking that. It's a little more easier. It looks like someone just took a Y adapter right here, welded it, and had it shoot out this way. And they look like clean welds because it's still on there, so good enough for me. Okay, so I'm just wondering, I think this bolts to the shroud. I know I said I wasn't going to keep it, but sometimes when you're aggravated, you just say things that you don't mean. You know, do I really want that on there? It kind of would fit. Yeah, not really. Eh, maybe. Let me think about that. Yeah, no, that's not gonna fit. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. This is just too big. I mean, I could squeeze it on and it would bend it, but this really isn't gonna do anything. Because the prop gear is so tall, when we cover this with the shroud, this part's just gonna cover it up. This is only just a little protective little piece. All right, we're gonna tighten these down by hand. Alrighty guys, got the starter hooked up. We're gonna hook up our power wire here. Hopefully you guys can start to grasp the concern I'm having here with the exhaust. Oh my goodness, yeah, that's just way too close. You know, like I said, I think it'll be okay just for starting purposes. I could zip tie that up there, but I'm also really just not comfortable with having the exhaust this close to the starter. I can just smell the overheating of the starter, and it hasn't even started yet. And we want to prevent things before they happen as much as we can, so we'll do that. All right, I'll tighten that with a socket in just a minute. I think what we can do now, though, is we can at least try to get this back over the motor. See how big of a deal this is gonna be. Many apologies for the delay on this video. It's just parts are getting harder and harder to get on time. I'm still waiting for the tires for the Cadet and the Husqvarna. Don't know what's taking them so long, but hopefully we can get those on the road soon. I might just put a spare tire on the Husqvarna because that's kind of my main rig. And maybe I'll put one on the Cadet too, just so we can keep using them. I don't like to have them over sit for too long. But we'll do a video on the tread when they get here. Come on. There we go. Nice, all right. That feels like it's in. You always got to make sure they're in, because sometimes you could be smacking down on a wire and that's why it's not going in all the way. But this looks like it's in. Okay, I'm on the fence here. I don't know if I want to actually secure this, because if we have to take the carburetor out, I'm going to want to take the shroud off. I mean, the shroud's on there okay. I think what I'll do, just for simplicity's sake, I'm going to leave the shroud unbolted, and we'll just start it like this, and if it runs and it starts to idle, or if we hear it start to run, then I'll start to tighten this down. I don't want to have to tighten this down and then completely undo it again because of the carburetor, because that might actually need cleaning. I have no idea what's in that carburetor. So, all right, let me get a battery put in this thing, and cross our fingers, maybe we can hear something start. I don't know. See what happens. Alrighty guys, the time we have been waiting for. Can we get this thing to turn over? Got the battery hooked up. Hope you guys enjoyed the fast time. And we're gonna see. I want to hear it crank over before I think about putting liquid courage into it. I want to make sure the electrics are still okay, because they didn't seem okay the last time we tried starting this. So let's see what happens. Fuel solenoid's turning on. Oop, look at that right there. Something ain't right. Make sure my connections are strong. Try this again. Starter is not starting. Interesting. Is there a safety that's on? I don't know. Yep. It's not locked. Alright, let me do that real quick. Alrighty, the safety is locked. That's a good sign. Safety works, maybe. Nope, I'm getting nothing. Alright, let me turn this off. Okay, there's a few spots we're going to check first. Check the fuse. Make sure the fuse isn't broken. Burnt out. Oh my goodness, these are always a bastard to get off. Doesn't look popped. Oh, wait a minute. I think that might be popped. There we go. Jeez, that thing's old. Yep. Turn the camera on so I can see it. Don't know if you guys can see it. Hopefully you can focus. Black mark right there. Lucky for us, this is a what, 30? We got plenty of those. Plenty of those. Where are they? Here we are. These are 30s. I'm gonna bring the whole bag over. One thing that happened with the pool on a lot was when we first tried starting that up, we burnt through fuses like no other. And sometimes you just gotta keep burning through them until you can find where the problem is. $30 amp right here. Okay. Shall we try this again? Let's see, clutch is in. Okay. Still nothing. Interesting. I'm not even hearing the carburetor click. Thought I did for a minute. It may have been the no-go. Let's just see if we pop that fuse again. Nope. Fuse is good. Oh, come on now. Okay. Make sure my connections are okay. PTO's off. Woo! All right, now that is what I'm talking about. It sounded crusty. That sounded crusty. Okay, good. I was getting concerned. I was actually getting concerned. If we had a solenoid problem, I do not have one in stock because we just used that up on the Poulon this summer. Okay, so the electrics are working. Good. That saves me a lot of money. So it cranks over. So one thing we're gonna do, did any fuel pump out? No. Okay. There's still good fuel in the tank. I might try to give it a few revolutions to see if we can get that pump to circulate. And if nothing comes out, if we're not seeing anything coming from the filter, then I got some liquid courage we can slap in. Maybe try to get this thing to fire. Although I don't have carb cleaner. I got plenty of gasoline. I don't have carb cleaner. Jeez, I'm gonna have to go back to that. No clamp. I guess we'll just keep cranking it over, see if we can get that pump to circulate. Hopefully it does. Let's see here. You guys can see the fuel filter. Okay, nothing's coming from that pump. Oh dear, you know what it could be? We got two flat tires. Could be that because it's at such an angle, it's not reaching the fuel line in the tank, and therefore it's not reaching the pump. Or this thing has been so dry out of fuel from the pump, we could have a bad pump. I don't know. I'm not even seeing. Yeah, there's not even anything coming out of that. Well, let's see how much fuel's in there. Let's see, does the fuel level actually work? No, okay. Yeah, no. There's gas in there. Looks like about quarter tank. It could just be though, it's all floating in the back. It's not actually getting in the front. Interesting. This is gonna be a true revive and drive. Okay. Well, we're gonna have to do something old school. We're gonna have to take this off. I think I have a pump inside instead of using our mouth. We will use our mouth if we have to. Just try to suck some of the fuel through the line. And if we're not getting any fuel at all, then the answer is we just don't have enough fuel. Or we could have a plugged line. So stay tuned. Alrighty guys, we do have fuel coming out. Gave it a little suck, and now we got some fuel up to the line. Let's see if we can give this another shot. If we can get that pump to circulate, that would be nice. I do have another one in case we can't. I think my connections are just really bad. starter's still stone cold. Good. Okay, I just don't think we have enough fuel. I'm gonna drain the hell out of that battery. We're just not getting enough. Or that fuel pump is bad. The only true way I can tell if that fuel pump is bad is if I hook up a fuel system of my own. We'll hook it through the filter, dunk the line in, and then just we can see through the filter whether it's actually pumping or whether the fuel pump is bad. Looks like it's a Mikuni. Or maybe it's just a standard Kohler one. Kind of looks like the one on the Kawasaki. No, it's a standard. I think it's a standard Kohler one. Okay. So let me see what we can do, and I'll be right back with you guys. Stay tuned. This is going to get interesting. Alrighty guys, we got the fuel pump working. Both of these Mikunis, the one I had on me and this one, are both clogged. So I used a Hyper fuel pump that I had kicking around. We're building up really good fuel. Check it out. Got a little bit to build, but it was squirting out fuel before. Good stuff. Charge. There it is. All right. I'm gonna hook this back up and we'll see if we can get this thing to fire. All right. Alrighty guys, I'm looking at the carburetor here and I'm seeing we're dripping a little bit of gas in the bowl, which tells me possibly flooded. And but most importantly, I'm gonna crack this carburetor open because there might be a clog in there, because we're getting fuel, we got compression. I did a spark test on both cylinders. They have amazing spark, coils are doing their job, but the carburetor is giving us a fight. So let's see, I guess I gotta take this plate off in order to do anything. So let me get some tools and we'll open this carburetor up and see what she's got hiding under the hood. Alrighty guys, I believe we got lucky. There beholds our carburetor. I have the solenoid unplugged. The gaskets came off without ripping, which is spectacular. Gonna take this ground off here. Okay. Gonna give this carburetor a good cleaning, because after sitting for many years, I I bet you it deserves it. Grab our clamps, under the fuel clamp here. Looks like we need a new one. I got some new ones we can use. Okay, that happened. Alrighty, carburetor goes out. Disconnect our linkages here in just a second. Okay. Many apologies if the view is not the best. Okay. There we go. Now we'll take the choke rod off here. Take that off first, which gives us the ability to take off the throttle linkage. And there we go. Carburetor disconnected right there. And oh my goodness, doesn't look too bad just looking at the front of it here, but looks can be deceiving. So I'm gonna take my pliers here and just unscrew this. Okay. Let's see what we have. What do we have here? Anything good? Anything not so good? Place your bets. Water or no water? Water! Oh my god, that is not the worst I've seen, but it is pretty dang close. Look at that. I'd say it's about due for a carburetor cleaning. So I'm going to clean up this carburetor. I'm going to put it together and I'll get back to you guys when we are ready for another crank. That's insane. Look at the carburetor itself. Shoo! Alrighty, let's get to it. Quick little update here, guys. We've got the carburetor in, but one thing you do want to watch out for, it's almost common on every Kohler motor, at least the V-twins I've dealt with. They have these little plastic clips right here on the governor rod. Be mindful of that, be careful with it. They can break very easily. You want to treat them like freaking royalty. You want to be very careful, especially where I'm at in the colder season. I mean, really got to be careful. Plastic and cold don't go together very well. But you just got to clamp it in. You have to push it through the governor hole and then you clamp it against the rod. They're very easy to break, so you really want to be careful with it. But so far this is looking really good. I cleaned that carburetor out. It looks a lot better now, but I'm hoping it's good enough to get this thing to start. The needle and seat looked pretty good. The jets looked pretty all right, surprisingly. They were very dirty though, as you can tell from what I showed you there. But I'm just now putting the ground back on. The rods are connected. We're getting ready to do, hopefully, the test fire. I'm hoping this thing will fire right up. We will be doing more if this thing fires up, and I'm hoping it will. Regardless though, we are going to be doing more videos upcoming. So we're gonna get this thing off-road ready, we're gonna get it mower ready, but most importantly, we're also gonna be getting it ready for the snowblower, because I have a trick where I want to put the snowblower up against the frame here and make it mount. So for winter, we can have some pretty cool stuff happening. So stay tuned for that. But let's see if we can get this fired up first. So let me just quickly get all this stuff tidied up and I'll be right back with you guys. All right, let's give it another try. Alrighty guys, she's not starting, so I'm gonna move it up. We're gonna grab one of the bourbons and we're gonna see if we can't use a little bit of vehicle power. Maybe it's just a power, geez, I can't talk. Maybe it's just a matter of volts we're dealing with here. The old Husqvarna's good, but maybe it's just not that good. So we're gonna try to leave this here. We're gonna grab the red Suburban, bring it up forward, hook it up with a fresh battery, and see what we can do. If it doesn't fire, it doesn't fire. And if it doesn't fire, then we might be looking at something with the carburetor. So stay tuned. Alrighty guys, got the old fuel pump, the old mower hooked up to the old burb. See what we get. Wow, what a hog.
And you confirm that they're smart.
Oh yeah. Carburetor's not leaking.
Cosby sauce in the truck.
No kidding, do you really?
I'll go get some.
Let's get that out.
It's
damn.
Raccoon face.
Raccoon, okay, okay. A little something down the throat. Shoo! Wee! Right on. All right. Yeah, give her a little 50-50 shot. Got the carb open for you.
Crank her over.
Okay. Yeah, if you want to douche it, give it a good something. I got the throttle open so you can get in there. Give her a good little something.
That was too moving.
Ooh, okay. Let her eat. It's like a fucking cold start. All right, come on, baby. Choke on.
Yeah, that's it.
Let her eat a little bit.
The bull's probably trying to fill up the gas.
Yeah. Come on, sweetie.
Fuel going
It's got fresh fuel in it.
I see water's coming out.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a new fuel pump.
Brand new.
Try it again. That might have been a little too much.
I think it's definitely a carburetor issue.
You think the float's stuck? Here, hold on.
I pulled the carburetor apart and she was all right.
Like the float was working and
Everything. The only, you know what wasn't working? You know what isn't working? The electronic fuel solenoid. It's not
Try
clicking
something.
for some reason.
Try that. Yeah.
I think it's a carb issue.
Here, shut the ignition off.
Ignition's off.
Trying to put my finger on the solenoid. And I can feel it. Alright, just turn the ignition on, don't start it.
Yes.
Nope,
It's not clicking.
not clicking. So, there's something going on with that. I don't know where the wires are. I think that's it, right?
Yeah, it's a bit of a bastard, this mower. Well, you know, the solenoid itself could be shot. Or it could be unplugged. Hang on. I'm wondering if it got unplugged somewhere. Yeah, brand new coils.
Yeah,
so there's
it looks
the wire.
like. Oh, yeah, I see it.
Where?
It's unplugged.
Where?
I think it's that green wire, right? Or is
Ooh,
it?
good eye. Maybe.
It's not grounded, maybe. That is the.
This cowel is a bit of a bastard sometimes. I think it's because it's bolted in on one spot.
I just. Yeah.
I don't know though. That's just the ground.
Yeah, but. Well, so this wire goes in here, goes in here.
Maybe wiggle that plug around.
Try to turn it over now, but I think it's that green wire. I think maybe it just needs to be grounded.
Ooh, hey. I didn't see this. It doesn't have a contact on it though. Feel it now. I can hear it.
Hold on, just do it again. Are you doing it?
Yeah.
So there's no power going to that, and
Or the solenoid's just gone. There was a lot of water in it. Like it was pretty bad. I think the solenoid left because all the wiring's here.
Why is that? That's a ground for that, I think. I would try to ground.
Actually, that goes somewhere else. That
green wire.
yeah, that green one. This is a different. This is a separate wire.
It looks like the same one because if you follow it, it goes underneath and it goes behind the coil and then it comes back up. Oh wait, no, you might be right.
Yeah, it's
think
separate.
that is separate. You're right. Never mind. So maybe that is shot then. Do you have a spare one?
No, this is a Mikuni carburetor. Very, very
Completely different. Huh?
completely different than what I have. I run Nicky and Walbro.
It does run.
It does run. Technically, this video is a success. Damn.
Yeah.
Damn. I might just hit a pipa and just see if they can just send me a whole new kit, because this thing could use it. It could use a new everything. But I mean, it runs good. It sounded pretty badass.
It sounded pretty throaty, yeah. Beans.
I'll just crank it over again for the kids. You never know.
I was trying to.
Well guys, we were able to hear this unit run, and damn, does it sound good. I tell you what, it runs great, but the reason why I'm gonna have to end the video now is we keep trying to start it, and when it runs, it dies the moment we take the pack off, which means two things to me. A, we need a new battery, but most importantly, it's doing it because the alternator's bad, and I kind of figured that because the guy I got it from said that when he used it, you know, it wouldn't charge, so that is the inevitable bit there. But I was able to move it a little bit under its own power. But I'm gonna go order a alternator right now and go over to Walmart, if not tonight then tomorrow, and get a fresh battery for it off the lot, either an Interstate or maybe a Never Start or something. and just pretty much just buy what I need to make this thing reliable. And I'm probably gonna buy another battery for the Poulan, since that one's pretty much doing this, it's doing the same thing. So we'll get 2 batteries and an alternator. We'll doll this puppy up good and make more videos on it. So stay tuned for more videos on this, probably starting next week, guys, Monday or Tuesday or something, whenever I can get the next video out. So stay tuned for more of that. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Check out the Patreon, guys. We have a new Patreon page out. If you pay $5 a month to support the channel, you get a bunch of cool things, a bunch of cool videos you don't get to see on YouTube, and YouTube videos you get to see there before it actually gets posted on YouTube. So if you want to check that out, link below. 7-day free trial, guys. So if you don't like what you see, you don't have to pay the $5. I'm that nice. So check it out. Also check out the Instagram. Show some love there. If you want to support the channel, go for it. You don't have to if you don't want to. You're not obligated to. It's just a little something there for you. But with all that said and done, I hope you all stay safe, and I'll catch you guys next time. This is Impossible Mowers out.